To make sure I went down as an all-time school legend, I deliberately scored a spectacular own goal in our end of term cup final.
David's team.
Okay.
You just wanted to make a name for yourself?
Yeah, I wanted to, you know, be memorable, you know?
Okay.
No one really remembers the kind of average guy, but they remember that kind of, you know, the wacky guy scored an own goal.
The idiot.
And yeah, the idiot, yes.
So what was the reaction to you? What was that? What was
First, it's like, you know, my team were like, what are you doing? Like, this is ridiculous. But, you know, afterwards, they were like, that was legendary, mate, you know?
How long after? Sort of like 5 years after?
Yeah, around 10 years later. But the thing is, though, the reason why it was so spectacular is it wasn't just a normal own goal. I didn't just, you know, it was a kind of a scissor kick. So, yeah. Now, you're looking at me and going, this isn't the physique of a football player.
That's absolutely right.
If you see me on, like, Soccer AM or some other shows, you'll see that I've got techers, mate. You know what they say, you know, you either, was it die a hero or live long enough to become a villain? So I was like...
Who says that?
Is that... I think I got the quote wrong. Is that the quote?
Not quite.
You know what I mean.
Let me ask you a question. What were you known for at school before that incident?
I was...
Misquoting people.
I was complete, like, school clown. I actually got an award for bunking in school. I was never there. They gave me the early bird award. I used to turn up in the morning, sign in, and then go out. I did stuff like that. I was zany.
The teachers gave you a prize?
Yeah, at the end of, like, year 11.
Had they fully understood their role?
Looking back, I don't think they did, because I was really proud of that award.
So, well, it's, in a sense, the school is at fault if this is true, because they've established an educational environment where doing what is ostensibly the opposite of the aim of any exercise is to be rewarded.
Yeah.
So you said, no, I'm not going to do the obvious thing and score in the opponent's goal. And how many serial killers went to your school?
I quite enjoyed the vision there of Parents' Night. First Parents' Night for you two, I think that school is going to be trembling.
Yeah.
Well, you say that. If you look at that lineup there, doesn't it look as if they're just dropping their Greg off at university? Victoria. He's not your biological son. You are David's far more beautiful, younger second wife. And you don't get on with Greg, that's coming across. So what are you going to say?
Oh, Greg, you must know more about football than we do.
I think it's true. I think he's a big enough clown to have done that.
What do you think?
I think if Greg thinks it's true, let's say true.
I think it's true.
OK.
She's trying to bond with her stepson.
Asim, was it true or were you telling a lie?
It was... a lie.
I once stripped naked, then accidentally climbed into bed with my father-in-law.
Beastie,
Were you drunk?
Yes.
Was it his bed or was it a spare bed in your house?
It was our bedroom in our house, and they'd been babysitting. And so I noticed another presence in the bed, which I assumed to be my wife.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so
a lovely thing to say about your wife.
Well,
Sorry, love, it's just that you look like, you know, your dad.
It was dark. It was dark. She'd gone to bed before me, and she said, watching telly, you know...
What were you watching, just out of interest?
I can't remember that.
What time was it?
4 o'clock in the morning.
4 o'clock in the morning, probably repeats of this on Dave.
so this is your bed. Where were you then? Were on sofas downstairs?
No, we were in the spare room.
Oh, that's lovely. You've given up your superior bed.
Yes.
For the in-laws.
Yeah.
Lee, what do you do when your in-laws come round?
I make up a really lovely, lovely bed with lovely silk sheets and a lovely thing and put that in the shed.
So you've come into bed, you think that your wife, she's gone ahead of you.
I thought it should be spark out, you know.
Spark out in the bed.
Yeah, and I've often done this journey in the dark. So she's often in bed before me.
Yes,
And
yes.
I know what to do. I can do it in the dark. With the clothes off, round the side of the bed, leap in, give her a snuggle.
Oh, did you give her a snuggle?
I went to give her a snuggle.
Oh, no, naked?
Naked. Which way was he facing? Thank God he was the other way. I spooned him.
You spooned him?
Like that makes it better. I think it's worse.
I think you'd have to have done it both ways to know which was worse.
That's true.
Were you spooning in the way you spoon when you want to have a cuddle as you go to sleep? Or were you spooning in a way which was hoping to just nudge her awake?
Luckily...
There's a subtle difference between those two.
I know that subtle difference. But luckily, I wasn't quite that excited yet.
Yes!
No. Oh, my word. It's quick, though. I mean, honestly, I whip it back, the thing. I jump in, I go for the spoon. And as I'm sort of approaching the body in the bed, I hear John. And I literally flew out of bed. Ah! And then the lamp went on, and I'm trying to put my underpants back on.
Oh, you're completely naked?
Yeah. The whole thing. I'm trying to get my twisted, fell over. It was like a comedy. It was ridiculous.
Why would you go to the effort of trying to put your underpants on in front of them?
Because I was naked.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't do it in front of them. This is right.
Just grab them and leave.
That's the sort of strategic decision you make when you're used to doing that. The first time, you can very easily think, I both want to leave and dress myself, and make the mistake of trying to do the two things at once.
Yeah.
And what happened in terms of the father-in-law?
He was very, very lovely about it, and he went, one too many last night? And I went, yeah. And that was it.
What are you thinking? Is it striking you as true?
That's definitely possible. I believe he has issues with alcohol.
I'm going true.
You're saying true?
Yeah, yeah.
OK. I will go with my team and blame them.
And say it's true. OK. John, were you telling us the truth, or were you telling us a lie?
It is, in fact, sadly, true.
Oh. Yes, it's true. John did climb into bed naked with his father-in-law.
I once dumped my boyfriend on a plane, then parachuted straight out of the door to avoid dealing with the aftermath.
David's team.
Wow. So what was the plane? What was the context?
It was with the army. I was doing a sort of army exercise because I was being taken on by the Royal Engineers as a sapper, a celebrity sapper, and I had to detonate a bomb and all sorts of things. And one of the things was a parachute jump, and my boyfriend came with me sweetly.
Am I the only one who doesn't know what a sapper is?
No.
David,
like the army.
David has an awareness of the military. What is a sapper?
What do you mean I have an awareness of the military? A sapper is a sort of soldier.
Thank you. That's me.
Did you plan on breaking up with your boyfriend
Well,
this trip?
It wasn't going well, and I thought I had been trying to work out the exact moment when it would be good, and he really wanted to come with me on the day, and to be honest, I wanted to go on my own because there's just going to be me and about
loads of soldiers.
1,000 soldiers.
We've all had days like that, Annika.
And as the day progressed, I just got more and more annoyed that he was there. And then we went up in the aeroplane, and he just said, I don't think things are really going well. You seem a bit distant today. And I just said, I don't think it's working.
And the man in charge was thinking, I hope she doesn't mean the parachute.
Was he then going to follow you? Was your boyfriend jumping
No,
as
he
well?
didn't have a parachute.
Oh, right.
So he
well, I hope he didn't just out of instinct follow you. Come back!
Is your love admin, do you think, a reasonable use of our defence budget? I mean... what? I mean, if
Yes.
What was the altitude when you jumped?
I don't know.
Well, you must... They didn't say.
Does 1,000 feet, 15... Who parachutes?
1,000 feet?
I mean, I would say 8 to 12 or something like that.
8 to 12 feet.
I find that quite challenging. What are you thinking? Is she telling the truth? Did this happen?
Well, I have one problem with this story, which is that if you're thinking you need to, end your relationship, that's potentially an embarrassing, awkward moment, something you might be inclined to put off. And one of the things, if I were you, I might be inclined to put it off until after, is the occasion when I have to jump out of an aircraft. Because
this is why there's never been a popular programme called Challenge David.
Well, yeah, but...
People would set you some brave challenges and you'd very calmly and rationally explain why you couldn't possibly do them.
But assuming, hypothetically, that I have agreed to jump out of an aircraft...
Yes.
Yeah.
I would not have that conversation just before I jumped out of the aircraft. I'd think, well, I might, you know, look on the bright side, the fall might kill me, in which case I'd never have to have the conversation.
She did say that she hadn't planned to. It was because he said, you seem a bit distant.
Yes,
and
but not as distant as she seemed a second later as she fell towards the ground.
Samson, what are you thinking?
I can't buy it. Like, I would have just broken up with him on the ground.
I think it's almost certainly true.
Almost certainly true.
Yeah.
So what are you going to say, David?
I think it might be true.
Annika, jumping out of a plane and breaking up, was it true or was it a lie?
It was a lie. Oh!
Yes, it's a lie.
When I worked in a school, I locked another teacher in a cupboard to teach him a lesson.
Oh. What did you teach?
Humanities.
Humanities? I thought you were going to say humans, then. Humanities. What age were the kids? I'm checking out your teaching credentials before we get to the other bit of the story.
Yeah, all good. Secondary school kids.
Secondary school?
Yeah,
and where in the country was this?
In the West Midlands.
West Midlands, right, OK. You're a teacher, aren't you? Does all that stack up?
I'm not anymore, Lee.
You used to be a teacher, didn't you?
I'm a well-known comedian.
Are you? I genuinely thought you were a celebrity teacher, that's why you were here. I thought you were from that thing about teaching people in Yorkshire. Is that not you? Oh.
Where did you do your teaching degree?
Never mind that. Where'd you do your comedy gigs? Why did you lock the other teacher in? Was it a cupboard?
Yeah, it was a humanities cupboard, yeah.
Why did you lock him in there?
Me and him had beef on site.
Had beef on what?
On site.
Is that a sandwich?
No. As soon as we locked eyes, I knew there was going to be an issue because he thought he was the most popular teacher amongst the kids. So I turned up at school, and within a week, I was the most popular teacher in school.
Big
he was
Ed.
Listen, I'm just saying.
What made you such a popular teacher?
I was like the Pied Piper of literacy. Kids would follow me around everywhere like, yo, sir.
That is quite a claim. Pied Piper of literacy? In the humanities department?
That's correct.
Ignore humanities. Come and read my novels, children.
Yeah, and so obviously the reputation's going around school, like, yeah, sir, taught me how to use full stops and that, he's a sick guy. So...
That is a sentence that has never been uttered by anybody under the age of 21. He taught me how to use full stops, he's a sick guy.
Yeah. How long did you lock him in a cupboard for?
Actually, here's part of the story that you need to know fundamentally. The reason why I chose him to lock him in the cupboard on that day is because I knew it would make him late for his lesson observation.
Observation?
Yes. So a lesson observation is essentially how teachers are judged on how good they are as teachers, yeah? It's not based on how you move these children on emotionally, spiritually, how you build them as human beings. It's a 15-minute window in which a waste man that can't teach themselves comes in and judges you. It's not right.
So you locked him in so he'd get into trouble on his Oh.
Yeah, I did. Should I tell you why?
Please do.
He started spreading a rumour amongst the senior leadership team that I wasn't marking my students' books.
Right. Is that bad?
I wasn't, but that's not the point. You know what I mean? Greg, no snitching on other teachers, right?
And what was the upshot of all of this? Did you let him out? Did he escape?
Is he still there?
No, I did let him out eventually. I just wanted to ensure that he was late for that lesson observation because that means you're looked upon very harshly by the senior leadership team that he had been snitching me out to. So, you know, fair, square, squares, you know what I'm saying?
If you were capable of locking a man in this cupboard, surely a kid could have got locked in there and it would have been a health and safety disaster.
Yeah, I banged a couple of them in there as well every now and then, but...
All right, what are you thinking?
I'm saying it's true.
Lucy? Do you need rebooting?
I'm going to say it's a lie.
Are you?
I just find it implausible.
Do you believe people can have beef on site?
I'm persuadable. I don't feel so strongly about it.
Well, they say it's true.
You can say it's true. OK. Guz? Were you just telling us the truth, or were you telling us a lie?
I was telling...
I once broke into a convent and stole food from some nuns.
Please do.
When did this happen?
When I was hungry. Quite hungry. Which was when I was young and didn't have any money.
How young?
Not 18, 19.
Was it just you, or was there anyone else involved?
A friend helped me.
And what did you steal?
I stole vegetables.
Vegetables?
Stole
When was it?
vegetables?
Is it the 19th century?
Well, because it's nuns. Nuns grow things in gardens.
Well, they do on TV, but in real life they go to Asda.
All nuns grow vegetables.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No.
I can't imagine a nun not growing vegetables.
Yeah. If you can name a nun who doesn't grow vegetables, then go ahead.
Trevor Nunn.
What I did was, while she distracted them at the door, I snuck round into their garden, which they do have, it's not just on TV, and stole vegetables.
Dug them up?
No, you don't dig up all vegetables. There are some hanging.
Like what?
Beans.
You're milking a cow now. Is there a cow there as well? Don't worry, we'll get some milk while we're at it. So you lived near this nunnery?
No, we had to drive there.
Why, if you were poor, did you have a car?
She had a car.
Right, so...
How did you get 2 syllables out of poor? You almost got more syllables than there are letters.
How far was the car journey, Jennifer?
About 40 minutes, I suppose.
You drove for 40 minutes? That's doing a heist.
It was a heist.
It would have cost you more in petrol.
Yeah,
to just go and buy potatoes and tomatoes.
Not in 1980, no. Petrol was quite cheap.
What do you think? Does this sound as though it could be true?
No way.
So, Steph, you think it's a lie. Joe,
Yeah.
which way?
Yeah, I think it's a lie.
I think it's true.
No.
Just the one syllable.
What, that you...
I was waiting for the rest of it.
So what's it going to be?
I have to go with the majority, even though I feel it's true.
OK, they say it's a lie. Jennifer, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
I was telling the truth.
And you